Well, good evening, YouTube, and welcome to another episode of the Albino Rhino Beer Review. Today you have the Rhino, and we're looking at a beer. The beers are all right behind me, so why don't we just grab one and see what we've got, shall we? Alrighty then. Our beer for today is right here in my hand. This is 5% alcohol by volume. It is from Sea Change Brewing Company, I believe in Alberta. Sea Change Brewing Company. You know what? Oh, Edmonton. It's Edmonton, Alberta. Okay, so one of the things I can say about this beer is that on the back it does say that it is vegan friendly. So if you are vegan and need your beer to be vegan friendly, this one is. Most beer should be vegan friendly. I do find that sometimes... So I do find that sometimes a lot of people try to get into a bunch of different... They basically try to bring forward a different portion of the market by putting things on there. Now, there is beer that isn't vegan friendly because it either uses animal proteins in some way, be it as part of the filtering process, i.e. using isinglass in your beer for removing particles and stuff. A lot of isinglass used to be used very much in Guinness. I hear that they use something different now. Isinglass is basically fish bladder oil. A lot of breweries used isinglass. A lot of wineries used isinglass. So that would make it not vegan friendly. There's other proteins and stuff as well that are used in filtration that would make a beer not vegan friendly per se. I'm not vegan. I'm just doing a little educational shit here, right? Only thing I don't like about veganism, and this is not a dig at my buddy Pop Culture Vegan or anything, because he's never done this, but there is a lot of people in those genres that try to push it on you. And it's the same as vegetarianism. It's the same as everything, right? Every single group of people, every single person, beer drinkers even, will try and push beer on you. I've done it once or twice, and I just don't like beer. Oh, you just haven't found the right beer. We all do it. And that's the part that isn't liked, right? And that pushes other people into not liking that. But hey, let's look here, right? Got the phone out here. So Sea Change Brewing in Edmonton, Alberta. We have 3.75 thousand people have tapped this in for a 3.78 out of 5. I have one friend that's tapped this in. They gave it 4.75 out of 5. You still don't know what we're drinking. Here's the style guide for it, right? A simple, clean malt bill featuring Alberta wheat and 2-row barley provides the perfect backdrop to a refreshing tart explosion of blackberries and raspberries. Organic raspberries and blackberries provide authentic acidic fruit flavor without overwhelming the palate with cloying sweetness. And the person that gave this a great mark, Jen H. Craft Beer and Kittens. Okay, so this is Prairie Fairie. And it says it's a blackberry wheat. I'm actually excited about this. I love the mustache on the Prairie Fairie. On the back here it does say Crush Beers, Not Dreams, and I would agree with that. Crush Beers, Not Dreams. It's part of the Fruit Loop series. It said something about Fruit Loop up at the top too, did it not? No, why did I think it said something about it? It says it back here though. Oh, okay. I will get the camera out to read this, because my blind eyes just don't work well. Sorry, we gotta put it down here. It's a wheat beer, so a Weiss roll isn't a bad idea. A portion of proceeds go to the Fruit Loop Society of An Edmonton-based volunteer nonprofit social enterprise that promotes inclusive events. What the hell is that about social media? Dynamic social media and special initiatives for Alberta's LGBTQ2S+ community. Okay. As many of you know, I have no problem with that. I have no problem with any of it. I know a lot of people do. And yeah. So that explains the mustache. Oh my lord. Okay, so I was expecting something like KLB raspberry wheat. So I was expecting to pour this and it be like golden. But it's not. It's not golden. That's for sure. Look at that beer. That is beautiful. It is what it should be. I mean, slightly pink head, reddish hued beer, very dark. Nice snap, crackle, pop out of the glass. Oh, so hazy, crazy. This is exactly what Amsterdam, the original KLB raspberry wheat, which is now what, the Brick owns that lineup now, I believe. No, Publican House. Publican House now owns that line. This is what it should look like. Like, look, it kind of matches my old PV Mart shirt. Okay, so first and foremost, it gets points for being the color and consistency it should be for what it says is in the can. That is something a lot of brewers don't do nowadays. A lot of them will cheap out and use extract flavors and all that. Sent from the can, great beer from right here. It's not from right here, it's from Edmonton. Oh, that smells like blackberry and raspberry jam. Oh yeah, it kind of reminds me of Nickelbrook's Jam Stand, and I loved Nickelbrook's Jam Stand. Sent from the glass. Oh, it still smells like jam. Very sweet, but a little tannic at the same time, which is kind of what I hope for out of a beer like this. Cheers, Slanche, let's try it. Okay, that's odd. And it's not odd in a bad way. It's odd in a I didn't expect it to hit those notes way, but I like it. Bready, biscuity. It does have the wheat beer formula down pat. I mean, it's a medium or closer to a heavy body, but it's a medium bodied beer. It has that full mouthfeel. It has that bready biscuitiness. It has almost that banana bread-esque flavor on the back end. And on the front end, you are getting just the beautiful notes of blackberry and raspberry that sit there. They mix between tannic bitterness from the seeds and the flesh of the fruit to the sweetness of the juice and the flesh of the fruit. Like a perfect balance of nicely ripened and over-ripened berries in your mouth, mixed with a great wheat beer backbone. That is a very, very... I didn't expect anything of this. This was sitting... I went into a Sobeys Liquor. I was looking for Theater of Madness because everybody's telling me that this Theater of Madness from Flying Monkeys is great, and they had it at Urban Cellars, and then they were sold out. So I'm like, you know what? Let's check the other bottle shops near my place and see what I can find. And I went into this one, and they didn't have it either. They had like everything else you could imagine from Flying Monkeys, but not Theater of Madness. But they had a mixed pack of this, and it was 4 different beers, so 8 beers in total, and it wasn't an overly absurd price to get 4 beers for review when you're looking at, usually I have to buy a 4-pack of each beer. So, I mean, it was like something like an 8-pack of beer for $27, which is exorbitant, but isn't at the same time, especially when you figure that the 4-packs are like $17 a piece. So I picked it up. Didn't expect something like this. This is great. Oh. Drinks so well. Excuse me. It's basically Nickelbrook's Jam Stand mixed with a wheat beer. I love this beer. I do. This is a great beer. All my making fun of having to talk about it being vegan friendly, because again, I get it. I do get it. You know, you want to know if you have a belief system you're following, you want to know that what you're ingesting doesn't have those byproducts in it. You want to know it doesn't have anything glass. You want to know it doesn't have the other animal byproducts that you can use in filtration or clarification or anything like that in it. It is a hazy beer, so they're really, you should know there's not going to be any clarification agents used in it, but you never fully know, right? So that all being said, that's my only complaint really about the beer. The price wasn't horrible for what I paid for the 8-pack. I know I said it was exorbitant, but it really wasn't. I mean, the exorbitant one, there is one there I want to try. There's a beer company I want to try. Their cans look amazing, but it's $50 for the 8-pack. I don't want to do that one. I don't want to. But under 30 for the 8-pack, I can get behind that. I can, in comparison, because they're both basically selling me the same styles. I mean, that one had a sour, a fruited beer, a light beer, and an IPA. This one had the same thing. Only difference is which brewery made it. And I'm more akin to buy something like this. And the can art in that was, I think you're paying for the can art on the other one. For those of you from Alberta who can tell me if they're really expensive in Alberta, the brewery in question is New Level. But anyway, this is the Sea Change Prairie Fairy, and I fucking love this beer. I could drink this beer all the time. Sadly, the other one of these I have is going to go to Brian. And now I've said it out loud, so I can't drink it. It's going to Brian. I'm giving it a 9.5 out of 10. I am. That was a great beer. It really was. It's what I always wanted KLB Raspberry Wheat to be. Thank you guys. Bye-bye.